Alright, and welcome back everyone to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, playing as the Russian Empire, and oh, we're getting close, we're in 1893. We are, this fleet is coming together quite nicely. Now, some people might immediately be like, oh, you know, you only have light cruisers and battleships, is that really going to be effective? And, well, we've proven that time and time again. We also have designed the Naval class pre-Dreadnought battleship. I decided to make it the same speed as our original Dreadnoughts, with much bigger guns comparatively speaking, 11-inch versus 9-inch. We're going to be building 6 of these bad boys to match the 6 of our current fleet, so for a total of 12 pre-Dreadnoughts. I think that would be a good solid number to work with, and then eventually these bad boys right here, we will start mothballing them and trying to sell them off eventually. I don't want to put these through an upgrade program. It's just not something that I want to do. The same thing with the Geopolitical class cruisers. We don't want to put these through an upgrade program. We just want to sell them off. The Renda, I'm not sure how to say it, unfortunately. I just don't know what Y would sound in Russian. Suka. Runda? I don't know. Anyways, point is, we will be upgrading these. These will actually become basically our coastal defense cruisers. They're going to be quite effective at it, to be completely frank. These early light 4-inch gun cruisers tend to be quite efficient across the board, especially with the number of guns they have, the number of torpedoes they have. They tend to be quite efficient, especially as you're able to give them better technologies that just save a shit ton of weight. And then, of course, these guys turning into mine layers, minesweepers, whatever we can do with them eventually down the road as well. Actually, let's look at our research real quick. So we have 300-ton torpedo boats. We don't have 500-ton torpedo boats. Once we get 500-ton, we'll be building 150 of those bad boys as well. So we will be doing that. So let's go ahead and queue up the first 2 of the Revels. Get those underway, and the first place we're going to be posting those up is Kronstadt. We want to, we basically across the board, the fleet out of the Baltic is going to be our primary fleet. We'll probably swell the numbers hardcore in the Baltic. Have a decent contingent in the Black Sea. Our second largest fleet, of course, will be the Pacific Fleet, and then our North Atlantic Fleet, or our Arctic Fleet, as I should properly call it. The Arctic Fleet will be the smallest of them because we only have 2 ports on the Arctic, and really it's just going to be there's going to be some heavy cruisers up here to add some meat to the fleet, but otherwise it's just going to be for defensive purposes. We're not really going to worry about this region. We're just trying to protect our convoys at that point in time. And so that will most certainly be the smallest of the fleets. So let's go ahead and let's dive in politics-wise real quick. Let's make sure we do that. Oh, did I queue up the construction for the dockyards? I don't remember if I did that. So I hope you guys are enjoying this playthrough so far. I would like to make note, please check out the new thumbnails that we were using for the series. I've got a buddy of mine who is actually doing thumbnails up. He's doing them up really, really, really nicely. I'm loving the thumbnails. So huge shout out to Dracula for that. Alright, so we are looking pretty good across the board. We're actually, ship-wise, we're keeping pace with basically everybody. The only people that are really ahead, like properly ahead, are the British, the Germans, and the Austrians, which is kind of, and the Chinese. Well, the Chinese, we know what those ships are like. But, you know, these 3, they're ahead of us, but they're not really that much ahead of us, like, in all out actuality. The British and the Germans, I would say, are definitely ahead of us. But the Austrians, I wouldn't say they're actually ahead of us in any real way. So we're not that worried about the situation there. And I did queue this up, so we are looking good there. Our first Dreadnoughts will probably be in the 20K range. I don't remember what the Russian Dreadnought 1 is like. Um, in terms of it. Actually, we're going to turn this off. We're actually going to go into hull strengthening a little bit, I think. Yeah, we're going to go with the hull strengthening. Because I do want to get to Dreadnoughts relatively quickly. But I'm not sure what the Russian Dreadnought 1 caps out at. Since we are going to be playing the, you know, the biggest and the baddest possible. Incredibly ridiculously sized ships, and also on top of, you know, the Tsar's palace concept. So okay, so we're gonna be losing money too quickly, so let's go ahead and kick this down to 50% real quick. Our crew pool is at green overall, so that's actually good. So we actually have some training under our belts, so our crews aren't like completely worthless. Just until we're able to build out these battleships, we're gonna have to cut that down to make it so we're able to process stuff. I do actually want to kind of rush torpedo boat or 500-ton torpedo boats as well. Would that be better to rush now? Instead of, yeah, you know what? Let's rush the 500-ton torpedo boats, because my whole concept that I have in my head is you have your small torpedo boats that are kind of just meant to have numbers to throw at the enemy, and then you have the slightly bigger ones that are the same concept. But the point is that the smaller torpedo boats can't have either it's minesweeping or mine laying, and then the slightly bigger ones can have both. So it's really a case of like, okay, these ones can be minesweepers, these ones can be mine layers. You know, that's kind of my idea with that, because then we'll just keep them for the rest of the game, and we'll just have them. We won't have to worry about anything else past that. Now you might be asking, okay, why am I not building a crap ton more cruisers? Frankly speaking, I don't see a point to having a grotesque amount of cruisers early on until you're able to get some better technology going. I just personally believe that they're more useful in the defense early on, and you need less in the defensive than you need on the offense when you're trying to move fleets around and you're trying to do special things like, you know, going over here and going over here and going over there, et cetera, et cetera. You need more. Whereas on the defense, if you're sticking to your waters, we have 4 naval zones that we have to cover, and we have plenty of cruisers to do that right now. And the enemy fleets aren't going to be really able to challenge us because we have the cruisers combined with the torpedo boats. And then, of course, the battleships. But the battleships are, you know, they're slow. They're not meant to be fast, you know. Let's go ahead and I do not want, I would love the extra relations and everything, but I don't have the money to do it, so we're just going to do this. And then we're going to continue to get that going. I would like to get into my next war as soon as possible, just for the sake of you guys, of course, because I know what kind of bloodthirsty bastards you guys are. How many cruisers? So we have 6 cruisers in Kronstadt right now. We have 2 cruisers in Klaipeda. We have 4 there. Okay, so those are just the defensive, so we don't really need to worry about that. We have 4 here. We have the 4 in Pati. And then we have the 2 here. We don't have... So we will build a couple extra cruisers, I think. Just to kind of... Let's look at the register. Oh, we only built a few of these. Oh, that's right. These ones are still in Archangelisk, so this number is actually incorrect. So let's move these guys over. Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. I didn't put any of the... So these are... Wait, I just looked. I only have 4 of these. Why is it only displaying 4? Oh, because okay, I built them later. That's what it is. Okay. I was very confused. I was like, what is going on here? Okay, so yeah, so we need 4 more cruisers. So we'll go ahead and build 4 more cruisers, just to really round out the cruiser fleet. And then at that point in time, we are looking quite good across the board. There and there. Okay. And then at that point in time, that's all the cruisers we really need to build for those purposes. So then we just need to get into a war. Now, somebody did make a comment on, I believe it was like the first or second video of the series. Somebody made a comment about, why am I attacking the West instead of the East first? Because China is going to take so long to actually take over, which that is the whole, you know, we're going for world conquest here. It's going to take so long to take China because of how many troops they have and the fact that we have to navally invade them because here's the problem. I don't know what it is. I have play tested this multiple times and I've just never gotten it to work. I cannot get invasions to initiate from these 3 right here. I can't even get invasions from Kyrgyzstan or Tajikistan. I can't get invasions from these provinces to fire towards the Chinese. I always had to invade them first, and then the land invasions would initiate from those provinces. So it's going to be the attempt is going to be to invade navally and then to have the provinces taken by land over time. Whereas if I'm able to cut these guys down, like say I take Western Poland and Prussia off of the Germans, I take Galicia and Bohemia Moravia off of the Austrians. If I'm able to just cut them down, not destroy them, but just cut them down, it will offer me so much more in the later game to prevent them from becoming a problem later. So that's my whole mindset with this is I cut these guys down and then these guys become easy as hell. These guys become easy as hell. I don't have to worry about enemies coming in on this flank. I can just focus this and then we just cut a swath across the planet. That's kind of the whole idea here. So we do want to focus over here first and foremost. Research-wise, we are almost to 500-ton torpedo boats, which is great. We will be able to build our torpedoes. The torpedo boat swarm expands. Ah, damn you, you Austrian bastards. Go to war with me. All right, let's see if we can get the French to ally with us. As long as they give us a free alliance, I'm cool. If it's like a trade one naval budget for 1 GDP, okay, I'll do that. But I won't do the one where they're like, oh, just give us stuff and we'll ally with you. It's like, no, I don't need you that badly. Like, eventually I will be just killing you, so. Okay, here. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, France, but no. I'm not. No. But we did get a lot of stuff from that. We are going to do that. We got a good chunk of prestige from that. We are going to do that, even though it's going to cost us quite a bit in order to do it. We are going to do it because this ship will finish in 6 months. We can manage our budget from there, and with how much of a surplus we have, or how much of a how much of an account we have already, we should be able to do that perfectly fine. And then we'll have a shit ton of money come in from that, and so on and so forth. Yeah, we're not ready for operations in that area. Okay, so we just got 500-ton torpedo boats. We can go ahead, bounce back over here, and we can start designing... actually, you know what? We're just going to let this go. We're going to stop with the priorities at this point in time, because really should have stopped with them sooner, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I didn't mean to press that. Exit real quick so it doesn't bug out. Need to design a new hull, not view new old ones. New design. Let's go ahead and design our... Oh, we got Battleship 3 unlocked as well. Which, what does this max out at? Oh, 16.6. So let's go ahead and torpedo boat. What's the speed of the other torpedo boats? 28? Okay, let's go with 28 on that. And then we'll go ahead and hit this with an advanced funnel. I don't know if we'll put any extra funnels on there. Let's go ahead and let's do... So we're going to do a little bit of a bigger torpedo boat for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to have... Oh, yeah, we can't do that. Okay, we can do that, though. So the 2-inch guns will get dropped to 1.1-inch guns, and then the 3-inchers will just stay at 3-inch. And then let's go ahead and throw a couple torpedo launchers on there just to give them that. Looking pretty snazzy, if I don't say so myself. Now, eventually these will like just get single launchers that once we get extra launchers available. Let's go ahead and give these guys the better technology. So I'm going to give these guys base fuses so that because they're going to be lighter guns. And then these guys get down to 1.1 inch. And then, boom, there you go. And then eventually we will throw some extra stuff on these. And I think those will work for right now. We still got plenty of tonnage to play with. You might be like, oh, the engine efficiency, the range, etc. It's a torpedo boat. It's not meant to be long range. It's not a destroyer. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I know. A lot of people, they see red numbers, they're like, oh my god, and it's like, well, guys, it's not that big of a deal. All right, and we will start building these as soon as this other battleship finishes. So 5 months. 5 months, and then we'll start building those torpedo boats. We're just going to have a massive number of torpedo boats across the entire breadth of our nation just to prevent the enemy from being able to have just free reign over us. Oh, wow. Chinese Empire just got 8-inch casement guns. Huh. Their ships are going to be a little scary. 7 and 8-inch guns in the early, like, pre-Dreadnought battleships. There are some hulls that can do them. Like the British hulls, for example. Some of their hulls can do it. I know, if I remember correctly, the Austrians can do it as well. It's the Brits, the Austrians, and I want to say the Japanese. I know those. I know about these two, but I'm pretty sure the Japanese ones can as well. Certain hulls are limited in how big of a casement gun they can put in there. But yeah, no, those 8-inch casements at the beginning of the game are scary. All right, let's just run a few turns real quick, and let's get ourselves this battleship finished so we can start building our own shit now. Canada signed up with the Italians, really? Okay. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but okay. I see you, Canada. I see you. Alright. So, we just finished up our dockyard expansion. So, we're sitting at 20,000. I'm going to go ahead and leave it for 1 year as well, just to allow us to build up a bit of a bank. And so we have extra funds available to build ships with. So we will leave that for right now. Research-wise, we're looking at 10 months until our next engine upgrade. We still have... Oh, we're getting stethoscopic first. That's... or stereoscopic. Well, honestly, it's not that big of a problem. If you're using extremely long range ships and you're maintaining range consistently, like if you're playing like heavy on the battle cruiser side of things and you're able to maintain distance from the enemy, then stereoscopic makes sense. It really does. Zimbabwe is currently considered a threat to the British Empire. So, the British Empire is currently invading Zimbabwe, also known as Rhodesia. We're going to refuse to comply because, sorry. And then, oh, yep, we will go ahead and do this because I love getting free shit. So, yeah, they're attacking southern Rhodesia, and then you have northern Rhodesia, which is Zambia. But, yeah. So, the British are expanding. The Italians have taken Sudan, which... Okay, let's do an Africa check real quick. So that's the... Oh, no. Nyasaland was taken by the Germans. So the Germans took this, the Italians took this, and the British are in the process of taking this. Let's do a check around real quick. Let's see. Have the Americans taken anything else yet? No, doesn't look like it. Okay, looks like everything's pretty online with what we would expect this early. So we gotten some expansion in Africa, but nothing really out elsewhere. So we finished that battleship. Let's go ahead and not that button, this button. Let's go ahead and start building our torpedo boats. Ooh, 12 million. Oof. These things are much more expensive than our original torpedo boats, but that's fine because, well, these guys are going to be a little more capable than the original torpedo boats. Just a little bit more, not much more. But we have the money in the bank to sustain this program, and then we can continue building our Revels as well. And we need to get into a war. So let's go ahead and keep increasing tensions with the Austrians. The goal is to get into the war with the Austrians using our inferior numbers to kick them enough that we're able to blockade them, which then will allow our ground forces to invade into Austria, which then, again, the goal is Galicia and Bohemia Moravia. If we can take Hungary, that'd be great. If we can take the whole country, we'll do it. But, you know, the goal is to just cut them down to size. You know, kneecap them a little bit to make it so they're easier to deal with later down the line. So those cruisers are finishing up. 2 months on the first two Revels. We'll put the next two Revels in Odessa? Yeah, we'll put him in Odessa. And then we are very happy with our development of our fleet. So far, everything is going basically as I want it to. I just need the Austrians to take the bait and get into a war with me. That's all I need. All right, 1 month on those. And then we can start the next 2, and then we're looking very, very happy. Now we probably won't build it. Actually, yeah, we won't build any Battleship 3s. I think, just from the perspective that our Battleship 1s and 2s are probably going to be good enough to sustain us for the time until we get Dreadnought 1s, and then we'll go from there. So 10-inch Mark IIs are unlocked. People Algeria take up arms and gain control. The southern Algeria is currently occupied by ungoverned territory. Okay, so the nation of Algeria might actually form, depending on how this rebellion goes. So the proper Algerian state, rather than just being an ungoverned territory. Libya is officially free from the Ottomans. Egypt has secured northern Egypt, but they do not have southern Egypt. Palestine is currently free. Lebanon is currently free. So the Ottomans are doing the quintessential collapsing thing, which is cool. Okay, the Ottomans currently control Qatar. Oh, that's theirs. However, Kuwait is free. So, in reality, the Ottomans don't really have any ports on this side. The empire has collapsed much earlier than expected. The sick man of Europe is definitely sick. Let's go ahead and queue up these next 2 rebels. Let's go ahead and pop them into Odessa. As soon as those are done commissioning, the first 2 rebels are done commissioning, then our bank account will look a little better. And we're also going to gain a shit ton of money from the next battleship that we're building for the Venezuelans. So that's good for us. Oh, the British are antagonizing us. What's going on with that? What do we do, Britain? What do we do? What do? Let's go ahead and keep increasing tensions with the Austro-Hungarians. Wow. Austria-Hungarians or Austro-Hungarians or whatever the hell I was going to say. Jeez. All right. And then go like that. If the Venezuelans just keep Oh, look at that. Look at that. We're here, boys. All right, very nice. So we are going to move the fleet from Kronstadt around. Okay, we can't move everything. So 4 battleships, 4 cruisers, like so. And then the fleet out of Sevastopol will get moved like so. Now this fleet's going to be a little overwhelmed initially, but if they can just hold the ground and hold the straits of the Adriatic and the Ionian Sea, then we will be able to blockade Austria and severely hamper their ability to do anything. So actually, let's go ahead and do a check real quick. So the army logistics of the Austro-Hungarian Empire is currently 43%. We should be sitting around, okay, 10%. That kind of sucks. That's kind of annoying. However, we do have an advantage, and that's the Austro-Hungarians are about to get cock-blocked from raiding us. They're not going to be able to raid us at all. We'll be able to hit them. It'll just be a good time. So let's go ahead and move across. Okay, they're attacking into us, which is actually advantageous for us. If we can blockade them quickly enough, we will be able to blockade them. Their army logistics will suffer as a result. Their economy will suffer as a result. And then on the defense, we should have at least a decent advantage. So let's go. And because we have ships positioned all over the place, even if some of their ships do get outside of the blockade before we're able to get the forces there, we'll be able to hold out, because we'll be able to kill whatever gets out quickly enough. Oh Christ. Okay, well this kind of sucks. I hate doing that, but we kind of have to take it. Alright, so this fleet is about to exit the Baltic. This fleet's about to come around. Alright, let's see. Force disposition is actually very similar. As soon as we're able to get the blockade underway, this is going to change a lot, because we'll be able to move forces around a lot easier than they do, and their combat capability is going to suffer as a result. So as long as we can hold, we're good. We're golden. Let's actually go ahead and tell these bad boys to defend, so they're not using as much money. I want all of the cruisers on sea control, and I want all the torpedo boats on in being. So the reason why you do this is that the sea control will put them out to sea, and they will patrol and do their thing. The in being is they'll remain defensive. They'll stay close to their ports, but they will still be out and about doing things, and we'll be able to defend quite efficiently with that. Let's go ahead and also queue up another 30 torpedo boats. Very nice. Let's go ahead and we'll just turn these guys onto in being for right now as well, just so that they are doing the defensive thing rather than going on the offense. All right, let's see what the dice roll looks like. Okay, we're getting invaded into Ukraine from both Galicia and Hungary, which is slightly a problem. 2v1, that's going to hurt us a little bit. Our goal is pure. Oh, wow, their entire fleet. Oh my lord, their entire fleet. Alright, so we got an ambush going on here. Two of our cruisers versus a bunch of their torpedo boats. Let's go ahead and get this battle. Let's get this battle a little bit longer of an episode. Let's see if we can kill these torpedo boats just to clean up the Austrians a little bit. But they did get a lot of their forces out of the Adriatic. So they did put to sea pretty quickly. I was not expecting that. Oh my god, did it just bug out again? Alright, I'll leave it for a good, like, 30 seconds. If it doesn't load, then we'll just end the episode, because this bug happens every once in a while where it goes into prepare for battle, and then it just bugs out completely. Ugh, game, I hate you sometimes. Alright, so, guys, I'm going to go ahead and tie it up here. I do apologize, but we will get back to this as soon as we can. Anyways, guys, enjoy yourselves, have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.